Good afternoon, guys. For those of you who'd like to learn how to boost your immune system, go to Alaska Chaga, click on the link, and find out why millions of people drink Chaga tea every day. And then if you'd like to learn more and by the way, you get 10% off and free freight. And then if you'd like to learn how to help our veterans, all you gotta do is go to Hero Soap Company, and they are owned by vets, and they give part of their profits to veterans down on their luck. And then for those of you who would like to learn more about CBD oil and its health benefits, go to martinbrodellcbdoil.com. It's in the description box. This right here is what I've used for a while now on my arthritic knees, although I now have a brand new knee, and so that one no longer needs it. Although if you have joint pain, not just joint pain, but muscle pain, it works really well. Also, they got puppy products like these here, these doggy bites that Bud really enjoyed. Let's go ahead and move on to Jerry Nadler. And it says here, last Thursday, as the House of Representatives debated H.R. 5, the Orwellian Equality Act, a seemingly exasperated Jerry Nadler arguably revealed the true nature of his party's radical legislation. In response to Representative Greg Steube's Republican from Florida speech quoting the Bible, Nadler declared that what any religious tradition describes as God's will is no concern of this Congress. And as we know, every nation that's ever gotten rid of God in the government has fallen. And Jerry Nadler is going to fall. They're all going to fall. They don't think they are, but and it's hard to know. There's so much going on that we don't see, but the fact is that the day for these people is coming to an end. It says the Equality Act would enshrine the concept of gender identity into federal civil rights law, mandating that Americans kowtow to biologically false transgender identities. Steube quoted the Bible to express the fact that millions of Americans object to transgender identity on religious grounds, and to warn that the Equality Act constitutes rebellion against God. And anyway, the Democrats don't care. Their whole idea is to destroy this country, and they're not going to destroy us. We are far bigger than they are, far bigger. And one of the things in Trump's speech yesterday that really pricked my ear a little bit was when he started talking about what what they were doing now with transgenders and women's athletics. And I tell you what, it was really a huge thumb in the eye of female athletics, saying, here, you want Biden? You want to vote for him? Here's what you get. They're like, oh no, that's not what we thought. And then de Blasio, it says, watching New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's increasingly blistering beatdowns of embattled New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is almost as satisfying as watching the governor's mansion walls close in on Cuomo as his political future continues to evaporate before his well-deserving eyes at an increasing clips, the operative word being almost. And it says, let me say up front that my glee in Cuomo's hot mess is not based on partisan politics. I am pleased that Cuomo is a Democrat and not a Republican, of course I am. Do I think this arrogant, bully throws his weight around, uses his power in unacceptable ways to the disadvantage of others, has obscenely exploited the pandemic for his own personal gain, all the while continuing to lie his ass off about the New York nursing home death count scandal and his efforts to cover it up. Oh, hell yeah, I do. Look, here's the bottom line. De Blasio is going to go down as well. They're all going to go down. They're just trying to get out of the road so that they don't go down, but they're going to. De Blasio he's also going to be in huge trouble. And then you can't make this up. Harvard Business School Club cancels author scheduled to address dangers of cancel culture after someone complained. It says, our professors who teach at far left elitist Ivy League schools like Harvard University harming their students with their narrow-minded views? How will students who have been taught to only accept one point of view survive in a nation that prides itself on diversity? Are parents attending paying towards upwards of $250,000 for their children to become small-minded, intolerant, inflexible adults at these bastions of hatred for anyone who doesn't like them? The evidence sure seems to be pointing that way. It says James Lindsay, author of a new book, Cynical Theories: How Activist Scholarship Made Everything About Race, Gender, and Identity, and Why This Harms Everybody, shared a stunning message last week on Twitter about how the Harvard Business School Club canceled his scheduled appearance with them. He says, laughing my ass off, I had been invited to speak for the Harvard Business School Club of New York about cynical theories. And because someone who was upset that I exist, they changed the moderator to their chief equity officer, Hamali Dasani, and then when I didn't back down, canceled the event. Obviously, we have a lot of cleaning out to do. And, look, people pay big bucks for their kids to go to these schools, not for the education. It's for the connections that they get after they've got their degree. What they're really paying for is for that influence and that ability to climb the corporate ladder even quicker. That's what they're paying for. And then Biden regime to open second tent facility to help accommodate migrants in our custody. It says the Biden regime is opening a new tent facility in Texas to hold illegal aliens crossing the border as officials desperately scramble to deal with the combination of increasing migrants and challenges of the Chinese coronavirus. It's difficult I think for all of us to sit here and watch what this group is doing to this country and to do it so quickly. But people are waking up. They really are, and they're not going to continue to put up with it forever. It will reach a point. I don't ask me what Trump and the military are waiting for. I have no idea. But there is either I get the feeling that there's one big event that they're waiting for. But keep in mind, more than anything, they're going to destroy the Democrat Party. And they're going to destroy it, at least for our lifetime. Let's go to Zero Hedge. So Michael Burry slams out-of-touch rich white man Bill Gates. Bill Gates, among many others, is going to be indicted. I have no doubt. And he thinks he's above the law because of all the money that he pays out. He's not. And then major flooding submerges parts of Kentucky as Governor Beshear declares state of emergency. He says, I got to say, I've never seen the flooding this bad in this region. You guys stay safe out there. Stay safe. And no, Beshear is not my favorite governor. He's a Democrat who ran as a conservative, and he got in because of Dominion. That's why he got in, as did a lot of other Democrats. And then what normal are we returning to? The depression nobody dares acknowledge. Perhaps we need an honest national dialogue about declining expectations, rising inequality, social depression, and the failure of the status quo. Once again, it's hard to sit here and watch things happen. But just I believe this firmly. Trump and the military, they have a plan. They're going to stick with it. And it's all going to work out. And we're going to love the end. We're going to love how this thing ends. It's just a bugger to wait for it to end is all. Texas AG hits electricity provider Gritty for deceptive practices. Gritty misled Texans. And there is, this freeze that happened, it's going to hit, there's going to be a lot of changes. A lot of changes. My gut tells me they're going to go back to oil and natural gas and get away from all of the windmills. Supreme Court rejects Sidney Powell's lawsuits challenging election results in Wisconsin and Arizona. The petitions for wins of mandamus are denied. You know, they're going to go through, and what Sidney Powell and Linwood and others are going to prove is that the courts, you can't use them. This is not going to be the way. We've been told for quite a while that the military is the only way. And that's exactly what they're going to prove, because the judges are so corrupt. Now, will Trump use the files? And that's, you know, this morning I'm thinking, yeah, he's going to. But he's going to use them judiciously, and he can't use them on everyone because some people just don't care. They're so compromised, they just don't care what you got. It doesn't matter what Trump flops down in front of them. These people are bought and paid for in so many ways. And so I believe that what they're going to do is they're just going to simply prove that there is no other way than the military. Zoom rockets higher after smashing expectations, guides to another blowout quarter. Zoom is going to be used a lot more in time to come. Absolutely. That is guaranteed. And then moving on to, let's see what else here. U.S. excess savings will be a massive economic boost from second quarter. Cuomo hires criminal defense attorney, avoids public scandals mount. He's going to avoid them more and more. They're going to throw him under the bus, but they're going to throw more than that, I believe. And then 4 arrested in Texas on 150 counts of voter fraud. The case involved allegations of vote harvesting at assisted living centers in Medina County. We're going to see a lot of things going forward. And then J.P. Morgan promotes Marko Kolanovic, the chief global market strategist, among the burst of departures. Let's see here. Peter Schiff, the only thing the economy has going for it is the Fed. Let's see here. What else? Oil plunges below 60 after Brazil variant virus headlines. Goldman restarts cryptocurrency trading desk. $7 billion fund unravels as emperor of supply chain finance has no close. I think there's going to be a lot of things coming undone, a lot of hedge funds coming undone, and as time goes on. That is all for now. I want to thank once again all of you for your support and for all your kind words. Thank you so much. And God bless you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, guys.